If good is motivation and motivation doesn't last, pro is discipline. The people is what changed all of that.
So you just really saw that need. People really needed to change their life, basically, in order to save their life.
Prior to this brand, and I'm talking about, man, I was just wild, man, just wild. I give myself a pat on the back because I've worked extremely hard to change the person I am, who I am. All right, so for context, what you're speaking of is just like homelessness, foster care, independent living, how I grew up, right? I truly have a healthy fear that I will never let that happen again. It is $21. That one program by itself does six figures every year, and we never talk about it. One to many. And and literally, I'll give you the game. This is how you run a perfect webinar because people do them wrong.
Good day, good people. Welcome to another episode of the From Good to Pro podcast, where we talk to professionals in their industry and just really get to know their story and tell their story about how they went from good to pro. And today we have a really, really special episode. But before we hop into the episode, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you're following each episode and staying up to date with all the stories and feel motivated, feel inspired to go from good to pro, whatever journey you're in your career, whether that's creative, professional, or just anybody in any other industry trying to go from where you are now to professional. So today we are talking to Ryan Harris from Dayton, Ohio. Um, Ryan, man, you have been in the fitness game for a minute, man. Tell us a little bit about your story and how you got started.
Oh, as far as the fitness game goes, man, yeah, fitness wasn't even really like my passion for real. Health and wellness wasn't my passion per se. When I got into fitness game, I really was just working out myself, you know. But as far as the mindset shift of how I started to take it serious was really just meeting people, meeting people who wanted to come in and just didn't want a flat stomach. They wanted to necessarily say their life, whether it be like, they could have been morbidly obese or have some type of pre-existing condition to where the inside of how they felt was killing them on the outside because of how they felt on the outside. So that's what made me really take it seriously. Because getting into it, it was just, something to do. But the people is what changed all of that.
So you just really saw that need. People really needed to change their life, basically, in order to save their life. Um, so tell us a little bit of just like your origin story, what kind of where you started, like really how really fitness came into your life.
As far as how it came into my life, when I started working out, it was really just more of therapy, a way to get away, really. So when I would go to the gym just growing up or even like high school or whatever the case may be, it was just to escape the pressure of real worlds, of whatever was going on outside of my world. That's where working out came from. It was
Gotcha.
just therapy. It was a lot going on outside that, was outside of my control, living environments and bad parenting. So it was just a way to get frustration and at least for that hour and a half, it was just all about me, and I could just go in there and just chill out, and it was somewhere to go,
Hmm.
really. Back then, you go work out at Baumburger or somewhere like that, at least they feed you, you can eat.
Gotcha. I got
That's
you.
what it
That's
was
what's
about.
up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, that's a little escape. A way to
Yeah.
kind of recharge and reset. How did you transition that to? I know you talked about a little bit before. Just people needed some help, but from you, like taking it serious, what did that journey actually take? Like specifically.
I think when you're good at something, when the people respond, you're motivated. You motivated to keep helping them, to keep waking up, to keep going. But in order to, in my opinion, in order to get to pro or get to the level where I'm at now. So to if good is motivation and motivation doesn't last, pro is discipline.
Hmm.
To be a pro, you have to be disciplined in every area of your life because you can be good at something, but to be a pro at it, it takes it takes to do it when you don't want to do it. So coming from the gym working, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. built the brand. I did that from 2012 to 2000, almost about 2018 before I decided that there had to be a better way, which was then I became an online trainer and that's when I got my app. And that's when we was able to reach the world. And that's where the brand really flourished at being able to create something and could change somebody's life and impact somebody's life without necessarily being in front of them.
Hmm.
That piece of the business is what allows me to do the things that I do now to travel the world, meet clients, do classes, things of that sort. But it, so I've been a trainer since 2012. So I was probably about 27, 28 when I became a trainer, right? And looking back then, I can tell you that this brand has matured me in ways that I don't believe would have happened without it. And the reason why is simply because one, my audience is women. It is 100% women, right? For the most part. And you have to mature in a way that people will speak highly about you. They will trust you. They will see your lifestyle mimic somebody that they want to pay. Right. So I had to really grow up on social media. I had to grow up in my personal life because before then it was just whatever. But when you're good at something and it's a motivation, it pays you as a hobby. When you're a pro and it based off of discipline, it can pay you to take care of your life. And
Hmm.
then and that's the shift. It was a shift of maturity and knowing that this particular platform can take me to places where I want to go and just allow this to be the foundation. It's a lot. But it's been a really super dope journey for real.
That's good, man. I mean, all that is incredible. Like you said, like that discipline really takes you to another level. If you're not disciplined, you're not gonna get far at all, at all. Because it really just stays a hobby. It really just stays something. Oh, I just like to do this. I'm good at it. This is fun. But really taking those actual action item steps to get to really where you want to go to change your life completely. Takes a whole different person, really. How do you feel like you've grown since day one? Like, what are some like things that you've seen specifically that's like, okay, I had to stop doing this and start doing this and cut stuff out to get to become that disciplined person. Something that's cut you off.
So 2012, and I'm saying if I'm 41 now, and I've been a trainer since 2012, so it's about 12, 13 years. Oh, this 26, so 14 years. Oh, let me give myself some more credit. So
When
14
you
years.
said think about it, you was like, wait a minute, I've been doing way long.
And I just think about back then at 28, my I had two actually I had two kids. When I was at two, no, I had three kids by then. Because my youngest was 2010, Jaden. Um, I think back then I was just still trying to find my way. Wasn't really necessarily focused on the future. Even at 28, and you would think like a 28 with three kids, you would probably think like it's time to grow up for the freedom of making choices without having to necessarily check my bank account, check in, see if I'm available to do something. It's a type of freedom that I didn't grow up with, so I kind of wanted more
Mm,
of that, you know? So
yep.
once I got a little taste of, "Oh, okay, you know what? This could work." Well,
Hmm.
let me change a couple things. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And not only that, you gotta think about it. In 2012, even though we had a little bit of social media, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't nothing like it is now.
No,
You know
100%.
what I'm saying? And that plays a really big part because now what you do personally outside in your life, whether it's a good decision or a bad decision,
Hmm.
it could end up on social media.
No,
You know? It
100%.
it can really pick up
100%.
on social media. So, because of that, you gotta when I was, transitioning and everything was going and then again, I train women, and women will talk great about you, or
Mhm.
they will talk really bad about you, and they
Yeah.
don't care about whichever experience they share, they gonna share it with that much energy. If they love you, they gonna tell everybody they love you, and if
Mhm.
they don't like you, they will tell everybody they don't like you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So with my brand being 100%, target audience of women, it was like, okay, you know what? Let me do right by the women that's personally in my life,
Mhm.
right? Outside of friends, whatever the case may be, because I knew that with who I was way prior to this brand, and I'm talking about, man, I was just wild, man, just wild. When I say wild, man, I was just, listen, bro, I was so wild that sometimes when certain women come join my brand and train with me, I literally give myself a pat on the back from how much I changed the stereotype of who I am,
Mm,
because I knew that person was like, there's no way I'll pay him because of our because they just knew who I was a long time ago. But I give myself a pat on the back because I've worked extremely hard to change the person I am, who I am,
mhm,
so it can reflect through the brand,
mhm.
So it was just more or less of just growing up and maturing and really changing habits and being a man that one my kids can be proud of, they can look up to, and one that actually runs a seven-figure business,
Mhm.
because you can't run this business and live a separate lifestyle. I mean, you could, but then it might just gonna come crashing down, and I can't
Yeah.
afford for it to come crashing down. I kinda like my lifestyle right
Yeah,
now.
no, it's real.
Uh,
No, yeah.
I ain't got time for
And that
that,
goes
so
back to that discipline that you were talking about. Talk about your coming from where you came from to 7 figures. Like, do you think about that journey a lot or often when you're, like, making these big deals and you're on the phone with, big time brands, the big time companies? Do you sit and reflect like, "Man, I came like, where you came from to now?" And how does that feel?
All right, so for context, what you're speaking of is just like homelessness, foster care, independent living, how I grew up, right? But what I have a healthy fear of not being homeless ever again. Every single one of my bills are on auto pay, including AES, which we all hate AES in Ohio. It is on auto pay because I know what it feels like to truly be homeless. And like some people can say they was homeless because they was in emergency housing or they went to St. Vincent, where there's a homeless shelter. But if you were truly homeless, like outside sleeping, homeless, right?
Mm,
Um, with anyways, um, so now when I transition to this lifestyle that I'm in now, that's where the discipline comes in at because that I truly have a healthy fear that I will never let that happen again. So these bills get paid. I don't care what happens. The bills get paid because in my mind, the reason why we were homeless is because my mom didn't pay the bills.
mhm,
Right. So everything got taken. So that's what get paid. That's what get paid first. So that discipline is just a healthy fear of not going back to where I grew up, and then also making sure that my kids never ever know that lifestyle. Now they, of course, you can let them know how to be humble and grateful for what we have, but they'll never know, that feeling or that fear of not being able to sleep somewhere safe. So now when I transition in the things that I do now, um it's I'll give you a good example of what I do every single time I travel, and I've only been here since yesterday, but I'm going to go do it. So to me, the ocean is amazing. I remember the first time I seen the ocean was in 2012, right? I didn't get on a plane until 2012, which was I was 28 years old, right? That's the first time I ever been on a plane because we couldn't afford to go nowhere, And the first time I seen the ocean, I had went to Miami on Memorial Day weekend. I went to Miami on Memorial Day weekend, and I seen the ocean, and to me, it was the most beautiful thing, like, I've ever seen, and was just like, "I cannot believe this water is just this blue," and it's just like, I'm so thankful to be able to be here finally. So, every single time that I see an ocean, I just go out there, I just look around, and I just really just say thank you. You know what I'm saying? And I give myself gratitude. You know what I'm saying? I give myself the appreciation, and and I say I'm going back to work. And dog, and I'll tell you, bro. Like I've seen, I mean, I've been all over the world now. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care if it's the from the this ocean, what is this, Pacific Ocean to a ocean in the middle of Athens or Mykonos. I don't care where the water is at. I'm gonna take a time, take a second to myself and just really be appreciative of where I am now to remind myself from the first time I seen the ocean and then how long it took for me to be able to see something as simple as a body of water. Uh, so that's really where it's at, man. Like I just be appreciative of being able to do these things for real.
I think going back and just kind of reminding yourself kind of where you came from really helps you stay humble, stay locked in, and stay focused on the goal and the dream. Because like you said, it's always back to that discipline.
Or
Worst
worse.
situations,
Yeah.
yeah. So you don't want
And
to regret
somebody
it.
out there working for your slot. Don't they out there working hard, and the way the world works is here today, gone tomorrow.
Hmm.
You have to stay relevant. So, as long as you stay locked in and disciplined and doing what it is that you need to do, everything else will work out.
That's awesome, man. As far as what you're doing now, you're building your brand and building and helping different coaches and trainers and stuff like that. Talk about that journey and just um how how that works. What do you do as far as
Right.
training coaches?
Right. So that's the trainer's hustle. That's the other side of the fitness business, right? I touched briefly that I used to train from sun up to sundown. So I'm talking 6 a.m. to 8, 9 p.m., taking just a lunch from 12 to 1 p.m. Right. And that was simply because I wanted to make money. Right. I needed to be able to afford these bills and these kids and whatever the case may be. But if you're working from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Saturday, right? And that's 1 month. And I have to fill this clientele schedule every single month to keep that salary, right? But clients leave, their lives changed. And the first thing that when somebody's life changed, the first thing they want to do is cut out everything that they do for themselves. If they go in starvation mode or not even starvation mode into like a
The
grind
survival
mode,
mode?
survival mode, that's what I'm looking for, right? And especially take a woman, right? Take a woman who in survival mode and something happened, kids, whatever, she gotta take care of these kids. She will stop getting her nails done, her hair done, cancel her gym membership, everything because she needs all that money to take care of these kids, right? Period, point blank. If they go into survival mode, the first thing we do is we stop everything else. Everything bills got to get paid, but I ain't worried about self, right?
Hmm.
So because of there's only three categories in life: health, wealth, and relationships. Health is one of those that people take advantage of, right?
Hmm.
Either so
100%.
when
Or take for
when
granted.
yeah, or take it for granted.
Yeah, yeah.
So when um when that happens, the money might not be here. So when I found the online thing and I have my app, you know, then all of a sudden in person didn't matter no more. It did not matter no more because if I can create a program and give it to one person online, right? Once that digital product is created, I ain't got to work no more on that program anyway. And
Hmm.
I can sell it a million times,
Yeah.
right? So I have a 7 pounds in 7 days program that I run no ads to. No, that's not true. I run a low ad to it, but we do not market this program at all. It is $21. That one program by itself does six figures every year, and we never talk about it ever. Ever, ever. Yeah, and I created this program in 2000. I first created it in 2000 and I think 15. I revamped it in 2021 just to add videos to it because it was a PDF for a long time. And we never talk about it. I never, ever, ever mention this program. But the point is that it's a digital product,
Okay.
right? And once you
Hmm.
have a digital product, and you create it one time, you can sell it over and over and over and over. So now it's to the point to where, okay, you know what? I done got these awards. I done got my two Common Club awards, which means that the brand made $1 million in a year.
Mm.
I got two of those. So
Awesome.
now I'm like, you know what? This is easy.
Hmm.
the same way that I changed these clients' lives, let me go change some of my homies' lives too, who's some trainers. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? At the sauce now, I figured this out. Let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
help
yeah.
y'all do what y'all do best. So that's exactly what I did. So when we first started it, I was trying to teach them the same way I learned, which is what is in 2020 and 2021 is the extremely long way. Um, but but what's so crazy about how the world is with AI and things, if AI now, and this is just a side note, gives me a wrong output, because I had to do it the long way, I know when it's wrong.
That's
You know
real.
what I'm saying?
That's real.
I know when it's wrong, and that's the problem. That's a whole nother conversation.
I'm like,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
right, cool. You kind of had to have done some work
you
on the
have
front
to.
end
You have to.
to really
You know?
understand a little
To
bit of
really
kind of how to
understand it,
navigate it.
because, like, you'll see, like, and this is just a side note, I had somebody come and tell me that they created a book, right? And it was one of my trainers like, "Oh, Ryan, I wrote this whole book, you know what I'm saying? I got it done in 2 days, blah, blah, blah. I want you to run that." I said, "Okay, cool." So I just opened the book. I said, "Man, so what was you talking about here on page 38 about the blah, blah?" He was like, "I don't know. ChatGPT wrote it." I said, "Well, I'm not selling this." I said, "Bro, I'm not doing it." I said, "Because if you end up on a webinar and you have somebody like a doctor or a nurse or a chiropractor who know they shit, and they ask you questions because
Mhm.
you're supposed to know, or put it out there that you know, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you just got exposed that you don't know this because ChatGPT wrote this as a problem,
Yeah,
right?
there's some people
So
gonna be
you have
exposed
to
for
have
sure.
some type of expertise in what are you doing to know if AI giving you the correct information or not. AI is cool, great, you can do things faster, but you still got to know. We're making all this crazy money, we're getting all these crazy clients, and I was like, you know what? I bet I can make, I can get another trainer to do this, you know. And then my first set of trainers, that I tried this with, they what I found was once they set the system up, they were successful. But the problem back then was that it took them too long to set the system up. Right? Because again, back then it was the long way, like funnels and automations and all this, like everything. It's really a process. So then what we did last year was I said, you know what, I'm gonna take the Trainers Hustle Academy. That's what it is. And I'm going to create a snapshot of my business, which means every funnel, every automation, every ad, everything that I do, I'm gonna take a snapshot of it. And all I gotta do is give it to this trainer and they put their brand on it. They create their own programs, but everything is done. So that's what we did last year, and it was so dope because we had like probably like 37 trainers come through last year. Uh,
Mhm.
out of those 37, not one of them did not least at least.
Yeah.
So it was for me, it was just giving back. Like, okay, every time I learn something, every single time I learn something, like I just did this whole AI course last week. And I'll run to my team. I'll run to them like, "Oh my God, let me tell y'all what I just learned. Look
Yeah,
at
yeah,
this,"
yeah.
because it's gonna make their life easier. And I know for a fact, like I got one trainer, man, she got 4 kids, right? 4 kids, and their fathers is not there, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted her to win so bad because she's so magnificent. I really love her. But I wanted her to win, and I wanted her to really be able to give a life to her kids that I know that she really wanted to, you know? And the fact that you a trainer, well, come on, let me show you how to do this. I believe in collaboration over competition, so I can go and train with these different trainers in their cities and rock their class, but at the same time, I can show them a better way. Like, look, bro, you got this. I know you got this, but let me show you how you can do this, and then you ain't got to work. Now you got time for anything you want. Because when I was working from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., yeah, the money was good, even though it was shifty, but I didn't have no time to do nothing. I had
Mhm.
no time to do nothing. Now I'm sitting there, I'm chilling. I closed my calendar today so me and you can talk. I ain't missing no money.
Dude, that time versus money, trading time versus
Yeah.
money is
You
crazy.
send the
Yeah.
elevator back down. That's all the Trans
Mhm.
Hustle Academy is about. Just sending the elevator back down. If I learn something, I want to give it to somebody else so they can go crazy with it.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Like, you don't go and get information and then just keep it to yourself. When I came back from Podcast Summit, I was like, "All right, everybody need to podcast. This is why."
Everybody
And
needs
then I was
a
talking,
podcast.
I was talking
Everybody
to
needs
everybody.
a
Man, everybody
podcast.
from bookstore owners to if you cutting grass, like it don't matter what. Like if you know what you're doing and you're really skilled at it, man, just share that information with as many people as possible. 'Cause that's the goal, to help each other out. Like, we're not here to be selfish. And then at some point, if you stay selfish, the whole thing is gonna come crashing down at
Yeah,
some point.
yeah, you ain't gonna be blessed. And you can't be a gatekeeper out here. You're just not gonna be blessed at all. And then it's gonna show because again, social media, people can see through it, man. They can really see through it. And you just want to be able to have a really good light on you if possible, and then everything else just fall into pray. It's gonna be good.
There's no point in gatekeeping, but then I loved when you talk about trading time for money, um, or reversing that, not staying in that trap. So that way you can spend time with your kids. Like for me, I was like, I want to make sure that, you know, whatever I do as far as video production goes and podcasting and entrepreneur stuff go, like I want to spend as much time as I can with my son. I don't want to have to go to work at a 9 to 5, and be trading that time and be pulled away from him. Because even now, when I'm working over here, he's crying and wailing. I'm like, man, I got to at least get this done, man. I'm still here, so I can only imagine if I was to leave all the time and won't be back till 7, 8 o'clock at night, and spending no time with
Didn't
him.
miss
I
some of those
couldn't
good
even imagine.
moments. You never know. You know what I'm saying? He could do
Hmm.
something miraculous and you miss it. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
miss it.
yeah.
I mean, so yeah.
So, and I'm a little bit older too, so I'm not like I'm young. So I'm like little later in life. So I'm like, I want to make sure I'm spending as much time with him as humanly possible. So, talk a little bit about your webinars and why they still are relevant into 2026. Tell us a little bit about why they're still relevant and really what makes those things help you, paying clients scale.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And this goes webinars are good for any brand, right? One, webinars allow for you to be in front of your audience in real time. Right? They allow for your audience to ask you questions, for you to inform them, for you to exercise the authority in your niche live with them. Not only that, the reason why webinars are called one to many is because now I don't have to go and DM one person at a time. I don't have to go send a message, call somebody, a cold call one person at a time. I can set an automation and tell my whole audience, hey, if you want a flat stomach or if you want to add $10,000 to your income, everybody come chill with me on this webinar for 1 hour.
Mhm.
Let's just say for 1 hour, you feel me? I got this digital product that I created 10 years ago. I really don't even care about it. Don't touch it, but I'm gonna sell it to y'all for $97, right? And it could be worth $5,000. But again, I created it 10 years ago. And now I got 100 people on this app that's gonna give me $97, right? Cool. That's $10,000 in an hour. But that webinar is not just that's a cold traffic webinar, right? Or a warm traffic webinar. They got a problem, they just don't know you can solve it. Warm traffic, know they got a problem and know you can solve it. Hot traffic, know they got a problem and they paid you to solve it. That's the
You broke
difference
that
between
down, bro. I didn't even know the three
yeah,
different
yeah, cold,
different
warm,
targets.
yeah, yeah, cold, warm, and hot traffic, right? So now I take this cold or this warm traffic, put them on a webinar. I got 100 people who bought my program, right, for $97. Cool. They like, bet I love it. I'm gonna take those same 100 people in about 30 days, and now they are hot traffic because they paid me and they trust me, and I'm gonna put them on a whole new webinar again. But then now the mood changed. I'm good at what I do, right?
Mhm.
And now you trust me, and now I'm about to ask you for $1,000 to really lock in. That's the power of webinars,
Wow.
right? One to many. And and literally, I'll give you the game. This is how you run a perfect webinar because people do them wrong, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna say, I'll give you the game right here. This is how you run a perfect webinar.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So, hey, this is how you run a perfect webinar. One, you open your webinar with an epiphany story, right? Or what they call story selling, right? And
Mhm.
and the story is either how you learned or earned what it is that you're about to give to your audience, right? Either you learned it, you went to school, or you earned it by experience, right? After that, you have to keep them on the call. And how you keep them on a call is you future pace them. If you stay to the end, I'm gonna give you this.
Hmm.
That's it right there. That small nugget will get people to stay all the way to the end. You need them to stay to the end because your offer ain't to the end. But you need people to stay to the end. If somebody will stay with you for 40 minutes and listen to you, they're ready to buy. All you got to do is not change their mind because people will leave a webinar quickly. You feel me? So make them stay to the end, right?
Right, right, right.
After that, you give them a big domino. This is what I'm going to do for you today.
Mm,
You're going to learn this today. You're going to be able to leave this call and take this with you.
that's true.
That's
Okay.
how you start it. After that, you
Gotcha.
got 3 secrets. After you got 3 secrets. This is it. This is it. It's the 3 secrets of how you do what you do well.
Gotcha.
But those 3 secrets are very strategic. The first secret, you have to break their external belief with your secret.
Okay.
Perfect
Well,
example, my audience, right? Women who want to lose weight. The external belief is everything else against them. The fitness industry, all these programs out there, I got to go to the gym. Everything that's outside of their control, they just believe that it's an excuse. So first, I'm gonna break the external belief, right? I'm gonna blame the fitness industry. It ain't their fault. That's gonna be my first secret. This first secret is how I'm gonna get you to lose 35 pounds and you ain't gotta leave your house, whatever the case may be, right?
mhm,
The second thing you want to do is break their internal belief. Internal belief is every excuse that they make as to why they hasn't succeeded. I don't have time. I don't. My kids is in the way. I got this pre-existing condition. Whatever the case may be, and they're just giving themselves excuses of why they can't succeed. That's an internal belief. So I break that. All right. You know what? If you ain't got time, my workouts is only 20 minutes a day. Right?
gotcha.
Oh, you saying that you don't have time to leave the house? Well, guess what? I got a home program. Right? Oh, you don't know what to eat? Oh, I got a custom meal plan for you. All
Yeah.
internal excuses. And the
Gotcha.
third one is the most important one, right? The third one is just making them believe that your way is the way, right? So what you do is you debunk. Oh, I use keto or some fad diet. And once you break down those 3 internal beliefs, because see those 3 beliefs is the excuses they're gonna use at the end of your webinar of why they can't buy your offer. But if I already debunked them,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
already got rid of those. So you ain't got no excuses by the time I get to this offer.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, boom. And then I'm gonna ask them before you start selling to anybody on a webinar, you should ask them for permission. Ask them
Mm,
for permission to sell
that's
to them
good.
because it switches the shift of the webinar. If you just go and you just talk, oh, la, 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 oh yeah, by the way, it's $9,000. Wait a minute, when did we start talking about pricing? Right?
Mm,
So what I do is I ask for permission. I'll be like, all right, now I done showed y'all the way. I done showed y'all all these transformations. Tell y'all we good over here. Now I can go
right.
ahead and let y'all go up out of here. I done gave y'all some game, or do y'all want to see how the program really work? Like y'all
Mhm.
want inside the program? And they be like, oh, it's yes. Oh, type yes in the chat. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or they want you to type because if you're going like this, that's dopamine. That's dopamine all day long. If you typing yes
Gotcha.
or you nodding your head, you psyching them up to buy. This is what webinars are all about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, all right, cool. Ask them for permission to sell. After they say yes, now they know that you about to sell them something,
Mhm.
and they still there. That mean they want to buy because
Yeah.
they done heard it. You done got rid of all their excuses, and you told them it is now time for me to sell you something, and they still on the call.
Mm,
Now, only thing they want to know is that the value is there.
yeah,
You just
100%.
create a value stack and you give them the price, right? The value stack can say that I'm gonna give you this, and the value is $10,000. I'm only gonna charge you $500.
Mm,
What? Oh my God, I can't believe it. And then boom, and then boom, they pay you. But it's actually I'll send you the cheat sheet I have on how I teach anybody how to run a
mhm,
perfect webinar. And by all means, I love to give credit. I learned that from Um, Russell Brunson. He owns
mhm.
ClickFunnels, and that's where I got my two comma club award from. But
I can tell
it
that's a
ain't random.
full strategy. That's not just random
It ain't random.
randomly talking on the webinar.
No, not at
Nah,
all.
that makes sense.
You got all of these people who came from an ad, warm audience, whatever the case may be. They came to listen to you. They want your expertise. They know for a fact that they got a problem. They think you can solve it. That's it. So solve these people's problem ethically. Yeah, we want them to buy because that's how we get paid. But we also want to solve their problem because if we solve their problem, they're gonna tell more people, and then you can solve more people's problem, and in the time you get paid.
No, 100%. Like, you really can't just sell something that you can't do. Because at the end of the day, you have to perform. You have to show up or deliver the
Yep.
product at the end of the day. But no, that's definitely a proven strategy because I really was thinking about getting to webinars. Uh, but that whole breakdown, that's real helpful, man. Because like,
Actually, you know what? I got this course. It's called "Sell from the Screen."
mm,
That's all. That's just
because
it's
you always hear yourself from stage.
Yep. So
Yeah,
sell from the screen.
got you. Fire. That's super fire. The last thing I wanted to touch on, unpack was like really how I met you. Met your intensity. Tell us. Talk a little bit about, like, how that brand started and, like, as it continuing to grow.
When you was talking about, um, how you wanted to be there for your son and not miss things, I remember when you were transitioning and growing your team, and I was like, "Man, I don't want the team, I want him," you know?
That's
But
real, I
but
appreciate
that's
it.
what we feel though, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
same time, man, like your professionalism and the finished product was just so bomb. And we kind of just like had this super dope organic relationship to where, I tell you what I want, and you be like, okay, you know what? That's super dope. But what if we did it like this and it's gonna be even more dope? So I just loved your
Mhm.
ideas and your creative ideas
I
and
appreciate it.
how the brand looked. It was always my objective to grow the social media and have the brand look like $1 million brand before it ever was $1 million brand. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? You got to fake it before you make it. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and I wanted the content to be extremely clear, and I wanted it edited, and I wanted it to be everything that you made it to be. You know?
How you built the Mr. Intensity personal brand.
Yeah,
Uh,
by all means, had a great hand in that. You know what I'm saying? And actually, that one page, it still gets so much traction, and we're not even really active on it right now,
mm,
because I'm not doing live classes right now. But it still pulls in warm audience who have been following for so long, who want to know what's next. So every now and then we go and get in there. It's I can't say it's just a fitness class, because if you ever came to this class, and I'm not just saying it's mine, because it's mine, you will feel like you don't work out. Like I have trainers come and people who work out 24/7. When they come to my class, they be like, bro, I feel like I've never worked out before. But it's intense, and I want it to be intense because I feel like if you ever go into anything, it don't got to be fitness, it could be anything that you're trying to accomplish. If you can go walk through the park and do it, it's not challenging.
mm,
It is
yeah,
not
true.
challenging you at all. It's not forcing you to change something so you can be better at it the next time you show up. Y
Gotcha. Yeah, that's
So
real.
when people see my videos and they be like, "We're the beginner version," I say, "You see her? Her first day, she was a beginner. That's good.
Mm,
That's you. That's you. Now, if you're talking about needing modification, okay, cool, but you're gonna come in my class and try.
mm,
Period, point blank. And
yeah.
and and it is what it is, and I built the brand like that. I built the brand to where I can really talk to people directly, because that's how I like to take my criticism. Like, give it to me straight. If it's something you feel like I need to change, give it to me straight. So I give my clients that
That's real.
straight. Well, I mean, you see how I be
Yeah, yeah,
talking to
yeah.
clients sometimes. Like, I really be like, yeah, that's why your stomach is in them leggings right now, because you
Yeah, yeah,
Cinco de Mayo, whatever, you know. But I built it that way and they respond that way. Cause if
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
challenge them to something, I know they're gonna get better, you know? And in turn, man, like if you can be disciplined in the simplest thing that you think is in your life, whether it be fitness or the podcast, if it, it's not what we're doing, it's the habits that we're creating to
Mhm,
be disciplined to do it,
mhm.
right? And if
Yeah,
I can get them to create this habit of discipline, it's gonna go everywhere in their life. I know it will. I know it will, because the same way they'll remember that, like, okay, you know what? I remember when I had to lose 45 pounds, so my levels went down. And if they got to go and turn and go to school or teach something, they're gonna have that same discipline and find that same pattern and routine that they built before, and that hunger to get it done. They're gonna go find it again.
mhm. That's real.
And and that's what I was just in Dallas for 6 weeks, and when I left them, I told them that I told them, I said, "Y'all look like trash on day 1." I said, "I was ready to go back home." I didn't know how I was gonna do it. I told them that on the 18th class. I was there for 6 weeks. I told them all how proud of them I was, because now they push. Now they show up on time. Now they mentally change and locked into where that that initial 10 pounds, or that shirt that was now loose, or those jeans that now can fit, or just the way that they body feel,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they love that now. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? They want to push better. And it's all about just creating habits with people, and challenge them and really showing them that if you find the discipline to get something done, it'll get done, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's really the whole reason why I developed this podcast was from good to pro, was anybody can go from good to pro,
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
you are in your
Uh,
career or just your personal life, like, you're teaching people how to just develop a professional mindset from having discipline, from showing
having
up, staying committed, staying locked in, even if it's hard, like the person was like, "Where's the beginner class?" You're the beginner coming to class. At the
Yeah, come
beginner
on.
class. So, But if you stick with it long enough, you won't be a beginner anymore.
Yeah, just
You'll
be a
be a
pro.
pro.
You'll be a pro.
So
Yeah.
that's
Good
the
is
whole thing.
motivated, pro is disciplined.
Hmm.
I like
That's
that.
good, man.
You can use
Uh,
that one.
say it one more time.
Good good is motivation.
Hmm.
Good is motivation. You just motivated to do it.
Hmm.
Pro is discipline.
I appreciate your time, man. All the insight we had was great. Definitely send me the webinar information.
I
Um,
got
but yeah, no, it's definitely been another episode of From Good to Pro. To continue to follow our page, like, share, and subscribe to all these stories. We really want to unpack stories where people are going from good to pro, to really help you go from good to pro in your life. So, till next time, see you in the next episode. This is From Good to Pro. Peace.